So I'm 19 years old. I'm sitting in a room like this in complete darkness, and I'm watching something that I really shouldn't have watched. I feel extremely dirty. I feel haram. You guessed it. I was watching Muslim self-improvement podcasters, the Dawah Bros, if you will. The things they were saying were things like you can't go into eat first and intermix. You shouldn't go out to, like a gym where there's a woman there. You can't be around music. You can't be around anything. So here I was, a young man who had an extremely Western schooling life. And now I wanted to find my way back into deen, to the deen that I was born with. I had no experience. I was just a young man and I wanted to get back into it. And I was actively chased out by the men in my own community. After watching that, not gonna lie, I felt even more repelled from Islam and the Muslim community in general. I'm just gonna be honest. Because I am out here struggling to stop like really major sins. And they are telling me what kind of a haircut I should get or which gym I shouldn't go to. If that's the things that they are like going so crazy and like, in, insultive about, how am I going to change my life? Like, in the life I was living, I literally would have to become a different person to become the person that they want me to be. Not gonna lie, for a long time, I viewed this whole Islamic community, Islam in general, as a very nerdy, feminine sort of mindset. Because that's how the guys were talking. They were like so nerdy about it. Like, actually, you can't wear these pants. Actually, you can't wear this shirt. And I thought, is this literally just like about what kind of clothes you wear and what kind of haircuts you get? Is that really what it's all about? I was a very ambitious young masculine man. And you can imagine if you are that kind of a person, that mentality would almost seem like stupid to you. It seemed really toxic. You look at it and you're like, I don't want to listen to this. Like, what? Like, there's something that offends you deeply. It's almost like you taking self-improvement Islamic advice from women. That's what it feels like. And I know how offensive this is, but I'm just trying to be real here. So after a while, that's how I viewed Islam. And then this man came in, Mahdi Tijani. The reason I speak about him so much is because he genuinely changed my life. Not because of his Islamic advice, not because of, his advice on marriage or anything. He showed me, didn't tell me, he showed me that you can be a strong masculine man. You can be an ambitious man. You can be a dominant, like an invader, like an emperor type of man. I know that sounds pretty cringe, but this is the thoughts that are going in my head. And you can still practice your religion and you can still put deen on top of your hierarchy. You don't need to be this nerd who just like studies Islam all day, doesn't leave the house. You can be who you are, because it kind of makes sense if you think about it that Islam would accommodate for all kinds of men. It wouldn't really make much sense if it was only designed for like these like really feminine and beta male. I know that's cringe, but beta male men. And for these men who are like conquerors, they have this instinct in them. It just puts them to the side and it basically restricts them from accomplishing, self-actualizing, essentially. They're just outcasted from the society. That's how a lot of Muslim men today view religion, at least online. Now, in person, it's slightly different in certain places. However, in the West in general, it's all going towards that direction. But Alhamdulillah, I managed to find a small group of men like myself Muslim men who are able to practice their faith and also excel in their dunya and be, like still be attracted to women. Like, you haven't like castrated yourself and you still have these urges and you don't deny them, you just embrace them. And you still manage to follow your deen as much as anyone else would. That's the kind of man I found. That's the mentality I discovered. And since I've gotten into it, I decided to stop making content online, specifically trying to do the same thing that these men did for me, men like Mahdi Tajani. It's been difficult because I've been called all the worst names that you can think of. Misogynist, like ugly, gay. I don't even want to get into details, but I've been called these things simply because I'm not complying with the mainstream idea of Islamic dawah. Online. Online dawah. That's what I meant to say. How strange is that? Because the idea that I'm getting is that you can't just be a normal man and be a Muslim. You have to be this like complete mufti. You need to be a scholar. You need to be this guy online who doesn't leave the house and he just comments all day. That's what the idea. That's like the ideal Muslim that these people seem to have in mind. Alhamdulillah, I've sort of seemed to have moved past that. I've been posting videos for a while and it looks like those people have finally left me and stopped watching my channel. So now I'm trying to foster a community of real Muslim men similar to me who are going to follow their deen and they're going to excel in the dunya and they're not going to deny their attraction to females and their attraction to anything else. They're going to be who they are, and at the same time they will upkeep their duty to their creator. And I'm going to foster a community. Eventually I will open like a proper school community with a bunch of people, one bunch of men who have the same mindset. We're not going to have any of these haram police that are like, brother, you can't wear that shirt, brother. Just normal Muslim men that are ambitious and they want to follow their deen. I opened the community up recently on school, but that was just sort of a test. We had about 40 people on there, alhamdulillah. And it was pretty good community over like maybe like 7 days or something. I closed it off because I don't think we are at that point yet where we can foster that community. But with the growth we've been seeing, we'll get there soon, inshallah. If you want to be part of the community, check out some of my other videos and see if it's something that you like. Hit the subscribe button if you do. Check out my Instagram. Alhamdulillah, we just hit over 4,000 followers. So yeah, this is something that I really wanted to get out of my chest today.